Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I go by the name of Caution, Mr. 700. I'm in here with my brother Bryson Boompaw.
Hey.
We back up here at All Over Media Studio, aka Thugs Mansion. It's been a while.
Ain't no place I'd rather be.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Especially at a time like now, bro. What's good with you? How you been?
Man, staying busy, staying out the way. That's how everybody should be.
Facts, bro. Facts. Same here, bro. Same here. But let's catch up with the people, man. Like, I know, you know, and I don't know if y'all be watching my man's his Instagram and shit. So I was watching it one day and seeing bro hop on a flight. I know he kept kind of teasing something, so I'm like, okay, he got to have something up his sleeve. Then the location he was going to, I'm just like, all right, bro, it's really going somewhere. So I see he ended up somewhere with T-Pain, bro. Man. Please explain what was going on there.
Went to T-Pain's hometown in Tallahassee, Florida. So
how was that?
Tallahassee is dope. Y'all airport Uber rides is expensive as hell, but facts. You know, it's dope. He was doing his homecoming concert there, but what I went there for was obviously he was previewing he was doing an event to promote his new song Club Husband. That's what he was doing. Gotcha. So and then I had sat there and met the people that he has this energy drink with, and I talked to T-Pain for a little while, you know, and then his wife, his family, and everything. They did a block party for him. They did a block party for him before he did his homecoming concert to celebrate 20 years. Man, but his set list, for somebody doing a 20-year anniversary, man, it's crazy how classic and how the longevity of his catalog is and stuff like that. And talk to him behind the scenes and hear him talk about the different types of experiences he's had making music and whatnot. Right. And then I asked him yo, why you don't do comedy? Because you obviously everything you do, he try to be funny with it. And he was like, yeah, I don't want to be that person that they be like, oh, he trying to be like T.I. He trying to be like this person by trying to do stand up, but he could do it. He could literally go up there and he could rip if he wanted to. So.
Right? Nah, he's naturally funny. Nah, I think T-Pain holds a special place in musical history based on his work, and I think because of his range and how dynamic he is, and so many different variances of how he's came about. You heard my first hearing him was on the shit with Plies. That was my first time. That was my first time hearing T-Pain. Was on that song, bro. And so then I started paying attention to him. So a lot of the shit maybe he had out before then, but that song made me pay attention to him. Then to see him gradually go, bro, and just hits. Consecutive hits, bro. That kind of shit ain't an easy feat. That shit is not easy at all. And bro managed to change a genre of music and have people doing something that we probably would have never imagined. Think about the effect of auto-tune, bro. And how long that shit lasted. I don't want to say Jay-Z killed it, but you know what I'm saying? He definitely had an effect on people changing the narrative on it, but it's still very much there. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him for just being innovative and consistent and still talented without it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His Tiny Desk was fucking crazy. And even if you see him live, his shit live is fucking crazy.
Him still making dope songs or hit songs now is still it's you could do this. It proves you could do this for however long you want to do it for, how rock stars do it and stuff like that for 50 years and still touring. Ozzy Osbourne toured literally 2 days before a week before he passed away. So it just shows you, even though he was sitting in the chair, he still did it.
That's crazy.
That's just showing how long you could do this for.
Yeah, and I think the fact that even still now, like you say, it's hard to make music currently if you've been in it for 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a struggle for a lot of them, and I don't necessarily think that they have to. I think that they struggle with trying to keep up with the time sometimes instead of just being who you've always been. And so even the comment you said with him feeling like he was washed, I don't even think that's the case. I think there's a place you get to where you've already done enough to where you can just eat off that and continue to do what you do, but your legacy never gets like tainted. I feel like
I mean, you can taint a legacy. Look.
Well, it does. It can be tainted if it's done in a way that's like if you do something to yourself. So if you out here doing dumb shit and you,
I mean,
that's one thing.
So would you say the game's legacy isn't tainted?
Why are you asking me that?
I'm saying that because of like obviously the documentary 2 or Doctor's Advocate, all these albums that he has made, and they'll be like, okay, those are classics. Like,
okay,
these are classics. He can still perform these 20 years from now, 30 years from now, but it's the antics outside of that obviously tarnishes your legs. R. Kelly, whoever else that we could think of that has done the worst that people have turned on him for.
I think it happens inadvertently sometimes, right? So I think if you do a lot of shit that warrants people to feel a certain way about you in a court of public opinion, then yes, I think you taint your legacy that way. I think musically the only way to taint it is just to consistently put out a bad product. So I feel like if you doing too much of that, then you can taint it. If you just forcing shit and doing it for the sake of getting paid and having music to tour with, and your music is trash, and you've always had it. You see what I'm saying? I feel like somebody like Kanye has tainted his legacy. I feel like he'll always be big, famous, large, recognizable person. If you see him, people will draw attention to him. But I think for what he had created and the lane that he had worked his way into, I feel like he tainted the legacy that he had built.
Right.
Because he had a certain level of like respect on both sides. And I felt like he found the perfect balance, and then like he just lost it. And like now nobody likes you type shit. Yeah. And it's like, damn, bro, like how do you go from two different extremes? But I think for T-Pain, as far as the music goes, I don't think he's ever done anything to where like what he's done will affect him negatively. I can't think of anything that he's done that can taint the work that he's put in. You know what I'm saying? So
he was actually like I've heard people say this to other artists all the time, and I would sit there and be like, I mean, I wouldn't understand. Like I would understand it, but it wouldn't have an effect on me like that. But it was cool like talking to him and being actually able to tell somebody, like tell an artist like that, like, hey, you know, you played a part in my life in some kind of way. Like I got to sit there and tell him, hey, thank you for your music being a part of me growing up, like me going through life and me the good times and the bad times. I was like, you was there, your music was there when I had like, you know, the greatest moments of relationships and breakups, and the worst, obviously in the worst moments in relationships. Like I had a song that you had made that I could relate to a certain situation, or it's a song that you have that I can relive a whole moment in my life. And I was able to tell him that, and he was like, hey, I appreciate it. And we got to sit there and obviously talk about certain experiences and whatnot, but it was just cool to get to do that.
You ever get jaded meeting like celebrities that you like actually like love as like in their artistry? Like you ever get jaded in that?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, but I've heard of like different people meeting artists and they be like, it's not the experience. Well, you know what? The only time was that one time I told you I met Wale.
Oh, the Wale shit.
That was the only time. And I feel like now I gotta like,
you gotta redeem yourself.
Not even redeem myself. I'll be like, I'm gonna have to tell him about it one day, but it's like, I kind of understand. Growing up now into this, I understand. I don't know what that man was going through that day, or what was going on with him that day, or maybe he just is like that with his male fans versus female fans. Whatever the situation is. But the only time I've ever, and I feel like at that point in my career, I wasn't like nowhere near where I am today. So it's like, I can't say like, I saw him and fanned out like, oh man, that's Wale. Like that's one of my favorite artists. I mean, he's still one of my favorite rappers ever, but it's just like, that's one of my favorite artists at the time. And I run down and try and be like, hey man, can I get a, and then you thinking about it now, trying to ask another man to say, hey man, can you take a picture of me and this dude? Like I didn't like, as soon when I got older, it kind of, it made sense now.
I
started putting all the pieces together, and I was like, man, I don't know what I was thinking that day. I should have had my homeboy walk up with me and take the picture or something. But nah, Wale that's probably the only time I ever felt jaded. But any other time, no, I've never met an artist that was. But I've never been that person that would walk up on an artist and like and fan out or anything like that. I would either walk up to him and be like, hey, I appreciate like the music. I appreciate your music
facts.
or whatever. Or hey, I'm. You know, I like.
Nah, I try to stay away, bro. Even when I'm like, no matter where I'm at, whether if I'm at a show or I'm doing whatever I'm doing, even if it's an artist I fuck with a lot, I try to stay away from like any like fan activity.
Yeah.
And I think because you want people to take you seriously, and you don't want people to think like I'm using what I'm doing to get close to you to fan out with you. And so there's a line, but then there's certain times it's like, shit, bro, nah, somebody grab this camera, I got to get this picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think, but there's a time and a place for it, and I think that's the thing that I don't like. Like I hate, and I say this graciously, fellas, and y'all gonna see this because I know who sees what. But like I hate when I see like niggas that go to shows and open for artists, and then they turn into fans right away. It's like, bro, you gotta let a nigga respect you for what you're doing and why you there. Like it's cool to get to know a nigga and meet a nigga, but like don't fan out as soon as you get off the stage when this nigga walk past you, or like. So it's a line though. It's a line, but I think, you know, I guess it does that to people. Like it does that to people.
Not barely, but I've stopped asking like artists to take pictures and stuff. I started doing that a long time ago, but the only time I just did it was with T-Pain. But I was like, this was somebody I didn't even like. This was somebody I was a fan of before I even got into a career. I was like, this was one of the people that I would listen to all the time and whatnot. So, and then even with him, like, even I guess I should have learned from the Wale experience, but I was like, I walked up to him afterwards and I was like, hey man, I forgot, but can I get a picture? Like, you know, I just want to see if I can get a picture. And he was like, yeah man, sure. And I'm like, all right, bet. But I'm asking somebody that's behind us, I mean, not behind us, but somebody that's in front of us, like, hey, can you take this picture with my phone? This nigga T-Pain grabbed my phone. He was like, no, we don't need him. All right, you ready? Click. Yeah. All right, here you go. Like, I was like, oh, this nigga, you know, he had practice. So
he know what to do.
He know what to do. Now, I don't think I could have got Wale to be like, hey, man, can you, you know, you hold it like this and take it. I don't think I could have got Wale to do that.
But I seen the story, and this could be wrong, right? It was a producer talking about Wale and working with him. And he was like, and he was talking about how the nigga go room to room rapping if he hear beats, and he got a nigga holding the phone for him. He not having.
I don't know if that's real, but
he ain't taking no picture with you. He not gonna hold the phone to take the picture. Hell nah. Shout out to Wale though. What I will say about Wale, and I know this is kind of, we always go on a tangent,
right?
But what I will say about Wale, because I do see that he is promoting a new album, and shout out to him for that, for always, you know, maintaining the music and the type of music that we love him for. But what I will say about Wale is he's very like into the culture, and he's very like he's very influential in it, whether people will admit it or not. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you can see Wale on these interviews, and if you listen to him talk,
oh no, he's gotten way better on these interviews than before. Not speaking wise, but like as far as attitude,
and the way he used to be horrible at it. But even on top of that,
more mature now.
If you listen to him talk, Wale has always been in the company of the elites.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's always been in the company of the elites, and it's for a reason. And I think it's good for people to see who he is and know his prowess and the work he's put in as far as like his music, like even his charting and shit like that he's done on his own. You know what I'm saying? Like Wale is very, very important to the culture. So I know he sometimes feels like he don't get his flowers, and I don't give a fuck if you feel like mine's is worth it or not. But I fuck with that nigga, man. I do. He's one of the people I fuck with. And I feel like he's like that for a reason. And like, you know, the industry does that to people. It hardens people. And like some people don't know how to put up their wall in order to deflect the bullshit that comes with it. And I feel like his defense mechanism is he's open about how he feels about shit. And if something happened, it could be as simple as a nigga saying that he didn't know who Wale was on the stream, but I'm gonna tell you that, like, nigga, that shit got me looking crazy out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? And maybe to some people they wouldn't give a fuck, but not me, nigga. I do give a fuck because I know how this industry will do you. So I get it. But no, shout out to him, man. Definitely dope that you got to catch up to T-Pain, man. That's super dope, man. Anything else we missed?
It was crazy. Yeah, like I said, it was crazy. Remember going to the club?
It looked like that shit was wild.
Buy you a drink, all this other stuff you listening to, doing the snaps and all that. Next you know, you standing with the dude that made the song and sitting there like talking to him about these experiences, and he like, Yeah, it's crazy, man. 20 years. I can't believe that. I feel like he can't believe he made it this far. So
that's crazy that you would never think that though.
Yeah.
You would never think that that's just the thought process behind somebody. I know he has the urge to constantly continue to create because you never really lose that. No. But so I hope he always keeps that moving, man. I know it's worth it in the end, but that's super dope. What else we got, man? I know shit. Shout out to the extra shit I've been on, man. I think between the last time we came, the only thing I had popping was I know the Benny tour came up. We got to, we did the Benny the Butcher shit. We did the, and then shout out to Focus and fucking Danger Hands coming to the fucking studio. Listen, I can't show the footage. I can't drop the shit because it's not mine to drop first. It is done though. But shout out to them niggas for coming up here, doing the podcast, man, being here. I think, between the two of them, you can count about like 8 Grammys between the two of them sitting here on this couch.
I feel like it's more Grammys than that. They
gotta be. Yeah, for real though. Like when I looked it up, it said 3 and 5, but I'm sure there's more to that name.
They got way
millions of records sold, man. You talk about from everything from all the favorites. Anything Timbaland or you hear with Dr. Dre, and shout out to Focus for doing damn near the whole Compton album from Dre. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another reason why to have him here at the studio is super dope, bro. It's just kind of the reason why I got this bitch. I don't care if none of you other motherfuckers ever come up here. Like shit, the important people do, and so I appreciate it when it happens, man. So another thing going on right now that just dropped, The Reckoning from my boy Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, which 50 Cent is smooth because he didn't have nothing to do with the creation of this shit. He just attached his name to it and helped push it. So shout out to him for being innovative and keeping his name in the fucking wheelhouse, because he's more of the talk about it than anything else, and I think it does exactly what he needs it to do. But one thing I'm glad is that it didn't harp on a lot of the shit that the trial did. So it kind of strayed away from the sexual exploits. Nah, I ain't got that deep though. So I'm only as of this recording, I was on episode 3. I fell asleep last night watching mid episode 3 because I was tired as shit. But I'm gonna get to it tonight when I get to the crib.
I had to rewatch it too. It'll make you fall asleep. I fell asleep in the first or the second episode
because it's so much shit you've already seen that you know. But I appreciate the fact that like a lot of people that's involved in our culture, these are things that they don't know and they get to like learn it now. But it's like, damn, this shit has been available for 20 years. Like, you know how many fucking Biggie and Tupac documentaries I've watched? Like that's like, like literally how many I've watched, and they've told the story so many different ways. I think for the people to see the connection to Diddy in California and to have the actual breakdown of what neighborhoods he was rocking with, so people understand. Like I think a lot of people don't even know, like when Tupac died, like it was a war going on in Compton, and it was like a lot of people didn't even understand the correlation between the two things. But I think when you look at that documentary, you can see like there's more ties to that nigga on that side of that than you would ever imagine. And like we said earlier, not necessarily the Biggie thing, but the Tupac thing for sure. I wouldn't say that he had Baby Lane out there, aka Orlando Anderson. He didn't have him in Vegas or nothing like that. No, I don't think he was good enough at orchestrating that. But do I think that he had maybe put a word out at another time, and then coincidentally he was just saying good, they know he gonna be here because he a Tyson fan, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I feel like maybe he had a cog in the wheel or something, maybe to be a part of it. But like maybe with the Tupac stuff, obviously, but like I feel like with the Biggie stuff, it's really hard to believe that somebody would have that, because I would think that if you wanted to say like they say on there, like not say on there, but the rumor, the myth is always he has something to do with Biggie's death too, or something like that. And I feel like as Puff as a businessman, I don't think he would want, like I don't think he would have fathomed like, yo, he's worth more dead than alive. Nah, there was no way to equate that. Biggie has so much. Yeah, he literally had he showed the glimpse of potential to become the biggest artist in history. He's probably the biggest New York artist, not necessarily like chart wise or like record sales, but the most influential artist from New York City. If you asking me, like, do you feel like that's faded though? Do you feel like even with Tupac, do you feel like the Tupac and Biggie, like
greatness and like iconic image of them has faded as hip hop continues to grow? Because now when if you ask like somebody, like if you ask your child today who the greatest of all time is, you would get offended if they don't say Tupac or Biggie, being that they wouldn't know necessarily as they weren't there for the whole moments, the whole energy, that aura,
never even
that aura,
never even known.
So
what the shit was.
right. So they tell you, hey, my favorite is NBA YoungBoy, Playboy Cardi, or the greatest ever is Soulja Boy or something. Even to go that far, the greatest ever is Soulja Boy or Bow Wow or something like that. Where like is it weird that like Tupac and Biggie, like people, okay, Tupac, Biggie, Rakim, like these people that pretty much started and became the superstars of the LL Cool J even. Like nobody will ever, like I don't think anybody today will, if you ask them who the greatest of all time is or who they recognize as the greatest of all time, is gonna say LL Cool J.
No, not one person.
Or something like that, but not know what LL Cool J did for the culture and how defining it was at that time. What Tupac has done, and I feel like Tupac is only considered one of the greatest ever, not because of his lyricism, but because of his productivity and his messages and like the moments he had with certain songs and whatnot. Versus Biggie, like you will remember a whole Biggie album before you'll be like, oh yeah, he did something so innovative for this, and he was this, like he was a better storyteller, a better whatever, whatnot. Versus, so I would say, like, do you feel like the greatness of them has faded or is fading?
I think now it's like a lore, like it's like a myth or something. It's like you talk about them niggas and because of like, I guess this generation, it'd be like their grandparents telling them about Tupac. When you think about it, because if you was born in the year 2000, you're 25 now. Tupac died in 96, so you 25 years old. Your grandmother's probably 50, 55, 60, right? So she knows who Tupac is, and that she's a little bit older than me. I mean, I'm not in my 40s yet. Let's not date ourselves. But I'm just thinking about that time period of like, these kids are 2 generations damn near removed from these niggas. Like they have no clue what an East Coast, West Coast beef was. They don't know. Honestly, they probably couldn't tell you what Diddy is famous for. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you think about it, like a kid right now, like my older kids are 14, right? They probably couldn't sing you one Puff Daddy song.
Absolutely not.
You see what I'm saying? And so when you say it fades, I think it does. Naturally, it dissipates a little bit because the disconnect is so wide. Like my kids are 14, right? So if I'm thinking about a 14-year-old, like in 96 I was 10. You know what I'm saying? Like if you think about it, like, so I was 10, they're 4 years older than me then. They have no clue about these niggas, bro. So once they 20 to 25, whatever was 10 years after them niggas is gone too. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how the mindset is. So yeah, I get it. And I think that's the way that it happened with the KRS-Ones and like you said, the LL Cool J's and all them niggas too. So like, I think naturally it has to happen that way. It's just the natural order of things.
But would you say, is hip hop still important? Like remember, like when we grew up, like how important a song, like hip hop music was, like the culture was, as far as like being like progressive, being like it had to, I mean, the messages that were delivered in these songs and in the music and these artists and like, you know, pushing everything forward.
In the sense of the way that you're framing it, no. If you ask me, is it important to me? Yes.
Right.
But for a normal day-to-day, your everyday person who ain't necessarily tied into it the way that I am, they don't give a fuck.
Right.
They don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? This shit is just another form of music. And if you think about it, there's not really a lot of people that push for the culture to be seen in that light the way that it was then. So there was more so of an urge or a need for people that had a respect for hip-hop in a sense to where they were going to make sure you understood it at every turn. Like, but shit, you go to a young boy show, them niggas don't like hip hop. What? Like, nigga,
that is, I mean, NBA YoungBoy is hip hop, but they were like,
well, he's a rapper. I think that there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? He's a part of hip hop naturally because of the element that he represents.
Right.
But if we're talking about that that defines it for the meanings
The
that we're
technique
saying.
of it.
Yeah, but even that, I don't want to ever shit on his rapping ability because I feel like he's a talented guy. I just think that like, I think if we talking in a sense of hip is for the intelligent, the hop is for the movement. You know what I'm saying? So I think
I don't think NBA. So I don't consider NBA YoungBoy obviously he's not a lyricist.
I was gonna say, are you gonna say you don't see him as a lyricist? Is that where you're gonna go with this?
Obviously not. He's not a lyricist. He is literally he's a story. He would be a storyteller.
Okay.
He's literally a storyteller because he's only telling he's only talking about what he's gone through.
Yeah,
That's it. Like he's not trying to be creative. He's not trying to be anything other than like he's like, I'm telling you who I am and what I represent and where I'm I guess where I'm from, I guess I would say that.
Right.
And that's it. I'm not trying to be the best rapper. I'm not trying to be the best songwriter. I'm not trying to, cause I can make my own stuff and it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Whereas other artists can like try and like Wale is, I'm trying to make a project. I'm trying to make an artistic piece. I'm trying to make something that is going to have some kind of like artistic value to it.
So for the ones that do it, it seems like the ones that do it are the ones that gets the look for it. So you look at artists like Drake, or you look at an artist like JID, or
I mean Drake is obviously an artist because obviously you going to get songwriters, and all that. You trying to put a whole song together using samples, and NBA YoungBoy ain't using no samples to come on. He can make, my homeboy make beats. All right, bet, go get him. I'm finna rap on his beats.
Man, every time I hear that, man, it sound like some shit that I heard. Like if I guess the Cash Money shit was cool because it just came back around for people to see it. But like, if you come from that era of like early Cash Money and like a lot of his shit sounds like that. Like to me, I can't get past that. Like it's something about it that just sounds like a version of that music that I remember, but it just doesn't feel the same to me. And so I never been able to get into him on that. But I like him on other shit. Like I loved him on the Tyler the Creator shit.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I loved him on that kind of shit, but I just can't get with like listening to a whole album of bro. And this is nothing against him. It's just not in my, I don't feel like for what I come to music for, I get from him. And that's just maybe because I don't live my life that way. Or you older than that. You older than that. So way older
than that crowd. So, but I feel like, to answer the question, I feel like hip hop has lost its importance because it has, like everything else, it has evolved so much that it literally has become more majority focused on just a commerce. It's like, okay,
what you can sell.
It's like what can sell, like a brand now. It's like you can't do as an artist, you can't do anything without a brand behind it.
Something to
like,
it.
Hey, I'm finna go do this tour, and guess who's Pepsi is promoted. Versus early on, it was like they did these tours, and then the brands hopped on because they saw how lucrative it was and how influential, which is cool and shows the evolution of the brand or of the culture. But I feel like it's not as important anymore, and we could have saw that with the last election. Like that shows us how much of a lack of
all for naught, my good lady. Trying to get the niggas out there cooning for you.
Yeah, it didn't work because
they don't care.
No, it's not even that. It's like,
I don't think that hip hop artists are as influential as they used to be.
Nah, definitely not.
There will never be another nigga.
You got artists that like Chef G and them, the drill rappers. Donald Trump is in the Bronx and they're doing campaigning.
Crazy.
Hey, and they went out there and promoted him, and you could easily tell, like, hey, look, we get it. Y'all was bald. Y'all ain't into this like that. But hey, he said it benefits y'all, so
y'all did what y'all did. You had a bid coming up. I know where you going.
You knew what you was doing. Like same with Wayne and everybody else. And I mean, obviously with us, even Pharrell showing like, hey, I'm not into politics recently, saying that it shows how much of a lack of importance hip hop has become as far as just the overall culture. Like I feel like hip hop is no longer the most influential like culture, or not the most influential culture anymore because of how unimportant it has become for us.
And you think about how like the elements of it that people took to the most, I feel like they've kind of been like watered down to a point to where like like people don't even care. That's what I'm saying. I don't think people care. You can get a rapper to push your product and the person won't buy it just because it's a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Or like we at a point now to where it's about who the person is. Like, okay, if Kendrick Lamar push a product, I'm probably gonna jump on it. Or if Travis Scott got a shoe, I fuck with it because I fuck with him. Or maybe
is it because it's oversaturated because everybody got a similar product?
Yes.
Like Pharrell doing skincare, like other artists are doing skincare. Who got? I mean, you know, it's funny. The clothing line thing is not as you know, as much as it used to be. Like, remember early on, Outkast had a clothing line. Obviously, you had Nelly Vocal and
Sean
Master
John.
P and Sean John and all this and Rockaware. And like now, artists will collaborate more now with other brands before they make their own stuff. So
I just said today that I need to go fly to Miami for Art Basel so I can get them West Side Gun Sauconys.
Exactly, a collaboration.
You see what I'm saying? And it's just that's where we've come to, as opposed to like a person making their own and it being successful. But that's just because I don't think that the market is there for people to do it.
Nah, it's not.
I don't, bro. I don't.
Well, I feel like
I feel like the designers
the new or today's artists have it made as far as like selling products. I feel like if you're an NBA young boy, a Playboy Cardi, like an artist of this era, like I feel like if you put a clothing line together, because obviously their collaborations are obviously selling out, so they can put those together, and it's like, okay, all these kids are going to come out, and which is obviously the most important demographic is obviously the teens and the kids, because those are the ones the most influential consumers or whatnot. But like artists aren't making clothing lines anymore. They're just collaborating. I'll just go get with a clothing line and collaborate. Let them take take the hit and
become a brand ambassador for this one. Get my own line through them. Yeah, they took the athletes route. So it's like I'll join a team that's over here. So I'm gonna join Rick Owens or I'm gonna join whatever. So that way I get the clothes and then I get specific items. I gotta wear this every day, but like I'm gonna do that as opposed to like making my own brand. And that's just, I think that bleeds into like the creativity aspect of it too, because there's not a lot of artists that like even care about that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they just don't even care. And I feel them though, because being in that situation, bro, like trying to sell clothes is different. It's different. It's trying to push merch. It's different when you really, really trying to do it and trying to like consistently come up with shit that people will wear. Like, I think I lucked up on that shit once myself and like, sold a certain amount of hoodies and shit like that. And I was like, damn, this shit is cool as shit. And like, but to do it again right now, I feel like I'd be exhausted. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to put so much in it. So if they don't have a team of people dedicated to that kind of shit, I can imagine that that's a strain that you put on yourself. I couldn't imagine like starting Sean John or Rockaware and it blowing up that way. And then like, how do you even focus on rap anymore? Like I done sold $30 million worth of clothes out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, and that's another thing, not to go back into the Diddy thing, but I think that's another aspect of that man that like people need to understand. Like everything he did was like golden, and selling clothes at that time was like the biggest shit you could do.
No, he was definitely like, they even in that documentary, they'll credit him for his one of a kind business acumen and his passion and stuff like that. But they obviously, you got the man on the other side, so that goes back into people trying to figure out like, hey, how do we handle this person moving forward? Because obviously they did so much for this, and then they did so much on this side too. So they try and do that, try and figure it out with all the artists all the time. But I mean,
speaking of Diddy, let's talk about some of your favorite artists from the past that you may not be 100% like proud
not
to tell
even
people
your
now.
favorite artists,
or just some you used to listen to.
Hey, look, we didn't. Hip hop has been around 50 years or 50 plus years now, so it'd be like 52, 53 going on. But everybody, like, even when I'm sure when you have these conversations with your kids later on, and they start telling you who their favorite artists are, you'll be like, oh, I remember when you were 5 and such was your favorite artist. But I'm saying before we started really deep diving into hip hop, trying to get into not just the the commercial aspect of the culture. Just like, you know, you grew up and you were trying to learn like the skills, what is everybody talking about this lyricist for? What is lyricism? What is metaphors? What is double entendres? What is triple entendres? What is, hey, this is the best rapper because he did this, this, and this, or they did this, this, and this, and whatnot. But man, let's go back to those embarrassing, like those ones we be like, man, I can't believe that used to be my favorite artist. Or not even embarrassing, just be like, hey man, I remember I used to be the biggest such and such fan and whatnot.
And it doesn't just have to be rap, right?
Right. Nah. I mean, yeah, it don't have to be, because I remember, you know, I feel like how old were you when you ventured out into other music? Because I feel like if other than it coming on the radio, I only listen to either hip hop or R&B.
That's true.
So
I would probably say high school. Nah, maybe a little like towards the end of high school too.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
So
really
it had to be like towards the end.
It had to be, because I wasn't listening to nothing but rap and R&B for the most part. If it was
and oldies,
what was on and oldies that came on the radio and shit. But like as far as what I would like go listen to myself, like find it, purchase it if I needed to, like it was rap music 100%.
But who were those artists that you were bumping heavy?
I'm gonna give you one that, you know, and this is from my generation.
We'll do five. We'll do five to keep
I'm gonna say Bow Wow was one of mine.
Bow Wow?
Bow Wow was one early on, like early Bow Wow. It maybe because of the age I was.
Right. He was ready.
And I was like, oh, this nigga's amazing, right? He's amazing. Bow Wow will always be a legend to me for that very reason, bro. Let me see, who else can I say that I really, really used to listen to, bro? Damn, I don't know, because most of the shit I'm trying to think of something that maybe like that I came across, maybe but like it's nothing that I wouldn't still listen to today though.
No, it's not even that. It's just obviously your musical palette has grown vast far from a Bow Wow situation. Like you wouldn't like from you sitting here listening to a Freddie Gibbs compared to like a Freddie Gibbs or West Side Gun or whatever like the differences is, or even Jay-Z compared to like how you sitting here saying now, like back in the day Bow Wow was
Bow Wow was one of them, bro. I'm trying to think of who else falls in that category that I wouldn't dare listen to now, especially. Damn, I don't know, bro. Give me one of yours. Maybe it'll strike a chord. I'm trying to let me think on the fly.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I remember getting into the way I got into being a Jay-Z fan. It was not because I knew who Jay-Z was, but it wasn't because of Jay-Z. It was the reason I became a fan of, or how I became a super fan of him.
Okay.
It was through Memphis Bleek.
Oh shit, Bleek is your choice?
Yeah, I remember I was the biggest Memphis Bleek fan. When I say biggest, I wanted to dress like him.
Wear the hat.
Everything, yeah. Oh yeah, I had everything. Like it had to match.
Bleek,
yeah. And I remember it was Bleek that had me sitting here wearing the hats like tilted to the sides and whatnot. And obviously Jay ends up doing it, but it's Bleek like having me with the do-rag and the hat over it and whatnot, trying to wear these big ass, baggy ass clothes
the
and whatnot.
biggest fucking t-shirts.
Yeah. So,
okay, that brings me to one of mine. Lloyd Banks.
Okay.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I was a big Lloyd Banks fan, and now that in retrospect, now that I think about it, it's like nah. Like I don't know. Maybe back then it was like I was a big fan of 50 Cent, and like sometimes when a nigga's a big artist, his artists don't always be the greatest. You know what I'm saying? And so I felt like Lloyd Banks was like super lyrical, like he was just one of them niggas. And like as I got a little older and like realized what she was, I was like, Banks wasn't really with that way. Oh, I got another one too. The fucking Saint Lunatics.
Okay,
yes,
all right,
Saint Lunatics.
So I can say that too. For the Saint Lunatics, I can definitely say Murphy Lee had a huge.
I'm telling you.
That came out right when I was entering college. So he came out. I was trying to dress like him too.
Yeah.
So
Saint Lunatics. Me and shout out to my brother H in Compton. He'll tell you right now, nigga. We listened to that Saint Lunatics album faithfully, nigga. Like, don't ask me how or why.
I went out and bought Murphy Lee's album, his debut album, or his only album, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
So his only commercial out. But I went out and bought. I wanted to be Murphy Lee so bad.
You know who else now that I'm listening to a lot of his shit that I'm hearing again, and I'm wondering like, why the fuck did I ever like this nigga? Fucking Max B.
The Wave guy. What's wrong with that?
I mean, I'm not saying nothing is wrong with him. I need him to put the new music out because I'm going back to try to listen to the shit that I used to like, and I don't like it anymore. And nothing against the songs. I remember the time it came out, and like I thought it was super dope then, but I'm just like, damn, why was I listening to that? Like it was never. It's a super regional sound for one. It's super New York, and maybe I was just too into the New York culture, and I was like really against Jim Jones back then for no reason. Ooh. So it was like, since y'all niggas don't like each other, I'm gonna choose his side. You
that's how it was. I remember those days. I remember that was. I remember when you had to pick a side and you couldn't.
You got to, bro. You had to stand on it. Facts, bro. Nigga be at school or somewhere arguing with niggas about it, like, who you listen to, nigga? Oh, hell nah. Hell nah, nigga. Whoever it was. I'm trying to think of who else who falls in that category for me too. Honestly, bro, and this is one that I've said before, but like R. Kelly is one of them niggas. I don't know how. Now thinking about it,
like, I don't know how.
Because it's so crazy for us, bro. Because we'd be like, damn, thinking about how he got caught up later on in life. But you think about later on in life was like 20 years deep into his.
He was like,
the nigga married Aaliyah when she was 15, and we still was out here listening to his music. It's not like we didn't know what bro was doing, and we still continued to listen. So I just feel like
ignored it.
We ignored it, so I have to add him to it. And, for the sake of my moral compass, for sure.
Man, I gotta say, Lil Scrappy. Lil Scrappy was one I was a huge fan of. I don't even know why, but it was.
I'm gonna say that's random.
And it just, I don't know. It was around that time. It was him, but it came out. I became a fan of him right around the time when Lil Jon put them together, when it was Trillville and Lil Scrappy. And I was like, all right, bet. I was like, I don't know. It just was.
Well, no, I'm not gonna cap though. Scrappy had an era where he was. He did have an era where he was out here and he was. He was. I'm not gonna even cap with that. Like that, and you forget about the era where like Scrappy signed with G Unit and all that shit. Like he really was out here.
No, I was over it by that time. Yeah, before he got to, I was like, all right.
I think 50 Cent signed to everybody.
I was a huge Lil Scrappy fan and going through college. I don't know why, but it was just like in college that obviously you was trying to go out every weekend. You was trying to listen to artists that was gonna put you in that mindset. Yeah. Even though it was throughout the week, or you were trying to find yourself, and you were like, obviously Scrappy was a party animal and a fighter at the same time. So you'd be like, yo,
bro, always been known for throwing them. Okay, that's always been his MO. Yeah. I remember the first time me and my wife watched Love and Hip Hop, and him and Stevie J was on there, and I guess, I kept telling her, like, man, it's just scripted. It's scripted. You ain't got, like, these niggas ain't really fighting. I had no clue how badly that nigga Scrappy beats Stevie J up on that shit in real life. Like, the very first episode I saw, he beat the shit out of that nigga. But they never showed Stevie J on TV beat up like that.
Nope.
But when they showed, like, when I saw the video afterwards of how bad the nigga was bleeding, he couldn't stand up on his own, I was like, damn, that nigga Scrappy is for real out here. That nigga beat the pants off of Stevie. So shout out to Scrappy for being, he is who he say he is, bro. Man. Like, bro really be out here getting to it, or he used to. He's a grown man. I'm sure he's a lot more, subdued, making money now. You know what I'm saying? But still, to think of what his music used to represent and how he used to turn
really
the clip.
Be that fighting music, like
he was that nigga for that. Like that whole era of Lil Jon, the crunk era, him, the East Side Boys, Trillville.
That was a different side of the crunk era.
Come on. Who else? Let me think of one more. See if I got one more. I'm gonna try to go with somebody on the West Coast that I listen to that I probably wouldn't. Nah, it's anybody there. I feel
like that was different though, because being that we was from there, it's like it wasn't everybody was listening to that person. These is more like, I guess, guilty pleasures.
Facts.
Man, I can say, another one.
I got one.
What you got?
Logic.
Okay.
Logic.
It's not bad.
Logic.
The beginning of his career,
that's what I'm saying. That beginning, but it's like that tail end is like,
all right.
You saying the word nigga too much to look like you look. I don't
Even
care
though
what
he was half though.
I don't care what your daddy. Your daddy's too light skinned. Your daddy got to be our color. For you to. This is a message for y'all.
I just told named Tyrone to come out the back.
If your father is in my color or his color, you can't say the N word. Okay. If your daddy is light skinned and your mom is white, that means your daddy is 50% or 35% or whatever it is that's there in him. That means you only got like 15% of it. So don't do it, okay?
You gotta be real battle tested.
Your hair fucking has to kink, okay? You know what I'm saying? You can't be able to do this with a comb. You know what I'm saying? And get that white man swoosh. If you can get the white man swoop in the front and a part on the side. If your rap alias is fucking what was it? Sinatra or whatever he's calling himself. You're a white man. You're a white man, bro. Don't do it.
Yeah, he was.
But I thought Logic was tough though. When I first heard
it. He is as a lyricist because he actually was like, yo, I can rap. So it's different versus like obviously he found his lane when he started, adding. Because I remember a time where it was Logic, Drake, and one other person. Or maybe it was it G-Eazy? I think it was one other person that they were all comparing like the singy song. Oh, never mind. It was Childish Gambino. It was Childish Gambino at that time. So it was Childish Gambino, Drake, and Logic that they were all trying to compare to be like, the singy song, the singy rappers or whatever.
You know, I feel like Logic is like a what do you call something that like is able to take on like the shape of other things that it comes in contact with, or that like
a chameleon?
Yeah, he's a chameleon. I feel like if you listen to a Logic album, you hear a little bit of Kendrick, you hear a little bit of J. Cole, you hear a little bit of Drake. Like, but I don't know what the I can't say that Logic has like a sound that defines him as a rapper, and that's like my biggest thing because the songs that I love by Logic, they sound like Kendrick Lamar songs. They sound like a J. Cole song, like literally, and I'm cool with that. But it's like I don't know what he does that's like distinctively him, and like that maybe that's why I fell off after maybe 2 or 3 projects. You know what I'm saying, into it. But he has a lot of records that I love though, and so I'll never get on anything and act like a person who has music that I love doesn't. He does. I just wish that it I don't know, maybe I was looking for something different. I'm a huge Mac Miller fan, and so Mac Miller did well with that. Like he found a lane and like carved out a niche within hip hop for himself that was different than any other white rapper, especially that I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? Same with Eminem. You know what I'm saying? You distinctively know an Eminem song when you hear it. But I ain't gonna lie though, I remember one evening I was playing like music and I was trying to explain to my wife about Logic, and a couple of songs I played, she was like, "Oh, he's not bad at all." She was like, "I would have never expected that looking at him." You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's the part that throws him off. But yeah, man, that's a dope thought.
I was the ones. Oh man, but it was because I was such a Rockefeller fan at that time, and I love the fact that I grew up in a time where you had to make a choice.
I know where you go with this.
Yeah, you had to make a choice. So look, either you Rockefeller or you Queensbridge, whatever Nas and I'm glad I grew up in that time where you had to make a choice and you had to. But man, I could say the Young Guns.
I was gonna say them too, bro.
The Young Guns, man. I think it was because they were around my age, and obviously they was.
Yeah, we thought the niggas was it.
Yeah, they was. Hey, they had Can't Stop, Won't Stop. They was killing it at the time. Man,
No Better Love was a classic. Man. Okay, that was a classic record right there.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you say. That definitely was. But I was gonna say them. I think I lean more towards like state property as a whole versus you know what I'm saying. Like I think I'd lean more towards that as a whole because the Young Guns was dope. Freeway was dope.
Yeah.
Beanie was dope. But when you got to like Oshino and Sparks, and then like certain PD Crack songs.
Like you had it. No, PD Crack was
PD Crack was one of the ones. Yeah. PD Crack was like what I feel like Stove God is kind of what you would expect a Petey Crack to be.
But I feel like if it wasn't for You Got Served, Petey Crack would not have been as big as he.
Oh yeah, facts.
It wouldn't have been as, because if it wasn't for You Got Served, there's a lot of rappers that would have,
That's true.
Their songs wouldn't have been as impactful as it is today. But
yeah, that shit blew that way.
But yeah, the Young Guns, man, I remember I was like, yo, I want to be like them. These niggas get to hang out with Jay and Bleak all the time. They young, they out here
niggas
making
tours. Yeah, that they did have it made. I ain't gonna lie. Slow jams, bro. What happened to him? Why don't we have him anymore?
Man, that's what Babyface doing his shows now. He be sitting there. He have a segment where he's like, "Hey man, what happened to the slow jams? Why we don't have songs that people slow dance to anymore?" And it make you think like, "Yo, what happened to the slow dance songs?" Like even for R&B, can you think of a song that you be like, "Yo, there's a slow dance song too"?
I'm trying to think of one right now. I was just trying to run through them in my mind of what some of my favorites were. Where there's people like Sir. I listen to a lot of Blast. I listen to a lot of like.
Yeah, but I feel like even with the Sir, Blast, and those artists, like I don't have a urge to want to slow dance to it versus
vibes. They give you the vibes of like, I love this. I like this song a lot. I love this song.
It's
sometimes.
more like a head nod.
It's not like get on the dance floor, grab you one up. Nah, man, I don't. And again, that goes back to like the new generation of how things are done. First of all, you really don't have that same. Okay, when I say this, I want to say this. Put the premise on it. Like, we don't have those atmospheres promoted.
Right.
To where you make that music to where it can be accepted the way it needs to be. So back in the day, you had clubs you can go to and slow dance with your woman, and there'd be music playing, right? I think now you
school
can,
dances and all that.
Yeah, I think now you can still get to places like that. But even when you go to places where that shit happens, it's usually old school places. Like you be around an older crowd. You don't get the younger crowd doing it like they used to do back in the day, where when you had multiple R&B groups making those kind of records, like the SWVs and the fucking, you know what I'm saying? You think about those groups that survived on making slow jams and shit like that, the Jaheems and the
but
fucking.
I feel like the slow jams probably went away in the 2000s.
Yeah, like that era of R&B.
Because I mean, Ignition or not? Yeah. Well,
okay. You're right.
Feeling on Your Booty is a slow song. It's a slow dance song. So that's one that people obviously that you could. I remember. I mean, obviously
you can go through Usher's. I guess you can go through Usher's category too. Yeah. I think if you go through Usher's category, you'll find a few. I think if you go through Chris Brown,
I couldn't think past Confessions. I don't think I could think past Confessions as far as a slow dance song. I don't think I could think past Confessions.
What about the shit with him and Wale?
No, that make you slow dance.
Nah, not like a traditional slow dance.
Right,
song.
I don't think it's giving me that energy to be like.
Damn, now that I think about it. Okay, so that one was that's a good analogy. Feeling on Your Booty is definitely a slow dance.
Like that's one I can remember doing a slow dance too.
I'm trying to think of something else recent. Yeah, bro.
So
maybe so we'll task the people with that. Y'all tell us what y'all think. Like, put in the comments any of those that you feel like we should have right now. I mean,
Selena, the whole dreaming of You. Obviously, that's a slow dance song. Pretty much, people can go back and remember slow dancing to that song or whatever. So it's the energy, the aura around it. Like we don't have that no more. And you might be right. It might be because of the atmosphere. We don't have places that we can go to.
And people just keep taking the older shit and remixing it. And it's like even when they do it, they taking these older records that were slow jams and turning them into rap songs, or like they speeding up the fucking tempo and turning them into like these TikTok songs that you hear and be like, oh, where did that song come from? So I think
slow dance songs was like 5-7 minutes.
Bro,
like they was long.
Bro. They be long because you gotta have that moment in time in the song where you ain't saying shit, where you just let the music play, you motherfucker dance to it for a minute and a half, then you just come back. You know what I'm saying?
And so I think it's because it can't have so I was gonna say Until the End of Time, the one with Justin Timberlake and Beyonce, but it has that part where it'd be like, this one's for the lovers, and you make it say
it changes the
I feel like that shouldn't. You can't have that part in there too. Like
Yeah, I think there's a few that maybe you can really tap into. I think maybe
But today, like a song today that makes you want to slow dance. Like
none come to mind.
Yeah,
none come to mind.
No.
There's strong records that I love that are R&B records, but none that just give me that same. Do you think that era of like the R&B artist is dead? Because I don't think we'll ever have another R. Kelly.
I mean, I don't think we want one, but
yeah, that's.
Nah, we had the dream. You got, if you not R. Kelly wise, but I'm saying like you had the dream. You had like
what's
Neo.
wrong? Okay, I get what you said.
You had Neo. You had, I mean, after R. Kelly, you had Trey Songz. You had Chris Brown. You had Neo. You had the Dream. You have all these. Now, I think R&B is not what it used to be because of a lot of different elements. Like a lot of times they don't use like live bands or live instruments. They don't make 7-minute long
they're in the studio
love
like
songs
rappers
anymore.
Now. Yeah, they're in there like rappers now. It's a different atmosphere for R&B artists because for one, like I said, the people that come out for R&B are typically the older crowd, and then even the demographic that you push to, that's the younger crowd. They want a certain kind of R&B now. They look for the Summer Walkers and the shit like that, and the SZAs and shit.
They don't make, and SZA and them don't make. They don't make
traditional R&B slow songs. So that's very true.
They
like make even with like what's your boy's name with the dreads?
Sir?
Sir's one. The other nigga. The one from the Disney Channel.
Oh, Leon Thomas.
Yeah.
You know
what I'm saying? Or, okay, so how do you feel about like Giveon?
I don't think he makes slow dance songs though.
What was his
I don't think his album was made around like slow dancing. I think it was just one of those, like you said, it was just one of those vibes. It was
Bryson Tiller?
No. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of people.
Because I think for him, for Bryson Tiller, even the tempo in his music is too fast for you to have it to be a slow dance song.
I'm trying to think about R&B artists that have had like a recent level of success that people know them of, but none of them really have any. Honestly and truly, I mean, there's songs that I like by a lot of the artists right now, R&B wise. I'm not gonna lie, but I none that I really love.
None that make you want to slow dance.
Yeah, none that stick to your ribs.
Nah.
You'll never get a step in the name of love out of none of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, but even with Step in the Name of Love, that was obviously a song that obviously he took from somewhere else. It's not like, and that wasn't even necessarily that's not a slow dance song either. That's a routine song. That's a step song. That's a Chicago step song.
Yeah, it's not really
it's not like you twirl and stuff like that, but it's not necessarily a slow dance song. So.
That might fit more with the current climate of R&B anyway, with the TikTok and shit like that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
especially now with people incorporating line dancing and everything with their stuff on a 2-second or 2-minute
2-minute clip. Yeah,
2-minute clip.
Get you some millions of views for doing some dumb shit.
Yeah,
man. That's definitely interesting, man. I think what we would need is a focus. Well, we had Brother Love. Diddy say he was gonna bring it back, and then he went to prison. So maybe when he get out, he'll bring it back.
He done. I think he done with. Yeah, that would be a good argument, man. Like even with R. Kelly serves his time. Diddy serves his time. Whoever else that was a musical, whatever, serves their time, and they get out. And obviously, they have the ear. They have they have the ear. They know they have that hit factor about them. Like, as an artist, would you say, like, would you enlist them, even if it was like on some, hey, you just pretty much gonna be a ghost on here type stuff? Not even like, would you enlist them to help you guide the direction of your project, or even just a song or whatever? Or?
No. Because for one, nah. For one, I just can't. R. Kelly especially, it's nothing.
Right.
I could never. There wouldn't be anything I would want to take from you. And I think it's something about these artists that go to prison and get out, bro. The artistry don't be the same.
Well, it's not even that. What if you found R. Kelly's book from before he went in, or his songwriting book or something like that before he went in?
Nah, I feel like after a certain time, certain shit becomes stale, and like you have a certain window to do shit, and if you miss that window, then like it seems like you forcing it. Like you missed your window for that type of music. The industry changes so much. It's rapid. It happens at a rapid pace. We don't even listen to songs that came out 5 years ago no more. As opposed to how it is with like the generation before ours. We would listen to all that shit. Now, these motherfuckers, there's certain songs that came out, bro, these people don't even know existed, bro. Like, they don't even know it happened. Like we just said, you can talk about an artist like Wale. There are people who don't know who Wale is.
Oh, no, he said that in the interview.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know who he is. He walked up with some
kids and they was like, what you do? He was like, oh, I just told them I rap.
For real, bro. And so, like, it's just one of them things to where like you gotta catch it. It's all about timing. Like, but nah, I wouldn't fuck with them niggas.
But what about studying the music? Would you even recommend somebody to study the music?
Theirs? Yeah. Just I'm just not with like sitting around, and maybe because I got to hear it. If you ain't never heard it, I feel like you deserve to hear it. Like I can't necessarily say like you should never go listen to them niggas' music. I never put that on people, but I just can't. There's a certain time, bro, where like it hurt me to stop listening to R. Kelly, but luckily he ain't made no new music,
right?
So you didn't really like lose that on the new shit. I'd already played that shit a million times, but I definitely stopped promoting him as like somebody that I respected. Right. And so that was the biggest thing. I think my integrity for like as a man overrides or supersedes everything based on my fandom. All right.
So we'll just jump into the next topic. Next topic is something I saw pretty much on social media. It's saying couples that gossip together tend to be happier. Spilling what's tea strengthens the relationship. How do you feel about that? It's as a long-term married man now, man.
I think it's gonna happen naturally. I think it's part of like. Okay, when I say that, I think it's part of a natural conversation because this is somebody you talk to all the time, for one. So it's damn near virtually impossible to not do so if you have a woman, especially because they got shit all the time they want to talk about that you probably wouldn't talk about as a man, right? So you take advantage of them opportunities for shit like that. But no, I think it's important, and I think it builds a certain level of trust with them too, because you want to be able to have them conversations and to have somebody you can confide in and not have to worry about it getting out. You know what I'm saying? So like that's my thing. Like I can gossip with my wife about anything and I don't have to worry about it ever going anywhere further than in our conversation. And I can be completely wrong about some shit, and that's my you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the person who I can vent it to, and then like they can kind of guide me like, hey, you tripping. Like, so what you on, you tripping. But I seen it too, and this is this, that, or that. Like I'm cool with that.
What?
But I don't do a lot of gossiping with other people though. So that's maybe
I think it meant like you just gossiping with your gossiping with your significant other. Just it don't even, obviously it ain't got nothing to do with you. You just going away, gossiping.
Yeah, I think it's important. But when you talk about gossip, that's everything. That could be everything from like everyday your business, shit, your friend business, you know what I'm saying? Business, yeah. So that's that. You gotta have somebody you can talk to about that. I think it's good to have that. I don't, gossiping with men is crazy. Just the concept in general, thinking about it. But a lot of niggas gossip though. So
I learned that a lot of my friends gossip with they women, even if it's your wife, girlfriend, whatever. Yeah. Man, I knew it was a thing, but I didn't, until I got married, I didn't realize how much of a thing it is. Because even now, even when I'm talking to my homeboys about stuff or just different, they'll be like, hey man, don't be going and telling your gossiping with your wife about it. It's the fact that they say that is what I'll be like, oh, okay, so I see what this is. Like, people really do this, like, type of thing. But yeah, man, that shit definitely, it do strengthen. Because, y'all just going on talking about, whatever. Yeah, and you want her to know that, like, you willing to communicate about anything. You know what I'm saying? Even the shit that you wouldn't necessarily feel the need to talk about. If it's something that she just want to talk about and it's some shit she heard or seen and she want to get her shit off, go ahead. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when it's completely unrelated to me. Oh, yeah. Feel me all the way in on all of it. Tell me what I need to know. What happened? Oh, what? That's crazy. crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, no, they didn't.
Yeah.
You know how you be that invested when you ask your girl afterwards, like I mean, like days later, hey, whatever happened with such and such in that situation?
For real, give me that follow up.
I need that. I need that.
They be tapped in, bro. Women live their life like that. Like the shit that we would never be concerned about, they really be tapped into all that shit. And so like it's good to get a different perspective on certain shit. And like, you know, a lot of shit that they go through is like real petty. And so I love those kind of situations too. Like, I love all that shit. Like all that shit is interesting.
Do you like how animated they get when they tell the story?
Oh, I love it. I love it. And when you never know what side that you need to be taking.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Right. If you actually agree with the alternative perspective, am I willing to stick my neck out here and make this a me thing? That's the thing to think about, fellas. I want y'all to remember that. Sometimes they telling you the story, bro. They just want you to listen. They're not looking for your opinion. So when you start to chime in and be like, well, babe, you kind of was wrong.
Yep, I learned that's the hard way.
Nigga, I wasn't telling you that for that. Yep. Like I didn't ask you to pick. Yeah, you play judge, jury, and executioner with this. Shut up and listen. But I definitely can see how that helps out. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer in like, because I'll pop in the crib and be like, babe, just guess what I heard today. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? And let that shit open up the floodgates. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you be like, hey, wait, we gonna pin that. We gonna get the popcorn and everything and go talk about this. So,
I know where shit going.
Yep. Definitely. I feel like that definitely strengthens. So, yeah.
All right. So who and I know we have kind of topics that touch on like these things, being that we both are married individuals. But I did have a question that I seen somebody else pose and I wanted to ask, and it was, who honors a marriage more, a man or a woman? And I guess you would have to define what it means to honor a marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like define honor. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's like, what do you mean by that? But I don't know if it can be determined by a gender.
Yeah, I feel like it can. I feel like.
Oh, okay. Now that I'm thinking about it in the context, okay, let me think about it.
I feel like
okay.
Nah, I feel like the whoever is considered the spouse is the more committed one to it. Then I feel like so. I don't know. I just feel like they are more. It's more of a natural passion to it that they like feral type of
and
thing.
If you think about it, you know, a little girl growing up into a woman, most of their dreams are to eventually get married one day and have a family and a husband and all that kind of shit. Like that's like one of the things on their bucket list growing up, right? From what I've learned and, you know, what I've heard about women, you know, on my journey through life.
Right.
And I just don't know any man that's ever had that same feeling, right? Like I don't know no man that grew up just wanting to be married, yearning to be a married man. I don't have any homeboys or family members or nothing when we grew up that was like, damn, bro, I can't wait to get older and get a wife.
Right.
No, we was just trying to get some ass for the longest. You know what I'm saying? For the longest part of our life. So we didn't really give a fuck about getting married.
Or we just was like, I'm cool with relationships and just, you know, navigating those.
Never thought about getting married, bro. I don't even know, even prior to proposing, I don't know when it hit me that I wanted to be married. Like, I don't know when I crossed, because there was a point in time, bro, where I was just like, I don't want to be married. Like, I don't care about getting married. Like, what the fuck is the point? I was one of them, is just a piece of paper niggas. You know what I'm saying? I was.
You didn't realize the commitment that
I don't know when and maybe it was like a point in life where I'm just like, damn, I'm already living this way anyway. I might as well. You know what I'm saying? But like, it just kind of came over me one day. And like, I can imagine that like a lot of women spend their whole lives waiting to be married. They're waiting for somebody to propose to them, or waiting for somebody to like make them their wife.
I don't know if it's necessarily they waiting on somebody to do that. I think they just like
there is a contingency of women that are waiting on a husband, bro.
They are waiting on a husband, or waiting on that just life that isn't stressful, where they ain't got to worry about their significant other out here acting a fool, I guess I would say.
So you think they prefer that over having somebody that actually means something to them?
Man,
if you talking about the quality of man that's out here for.
I think people are just looking for peace. I think that I think they get to a point where they are looking for somebody that just literally just brings peace to their life.
Definitely.
Not being the chaotic, not bringing the drama, not bringing just somebody that they can go home to, and they bring say that, peace.
And you bring them peace for 5 or 6 years.
I mean,
they eventually gonna want it, bro. There's no way around it. For us, we'll go 10, 20 years. Won't mention a ring.
Yeah.
Nigga won't go to a boxing ring. Nigga won't go. Nigga won't ring the doorbell. Nigga has nothing.
Yeah, but dudes are like, we be like, yo, why rock the boat? We already, it's like,
what I'm saying?
It's like when men drive the same car for fucking 50 years as long as it worked. Like,
it's the difference in us, bro. But that's why I say it that way, because I feel like that may be the direction that I was going with like women, because even if like you look at like infidelity rates, if you put a percentage on how many men cheat in marriages versus women, I'm sure the percentage is higher for us.
I think it's equal now. Today, I think so? 50-50. I think they both out here.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they both out here doing it's equal now. I think it's equal. I've just based on different stories that I've heard and what's in the news all the time, it's pretty much 50-50, man.
I mean, I guess so. But I'm just thinking about like okay, so if you oh wow, so it says in 2025, infidelity statistics indicate that approximately 20 to 25% of men and 10 to 15% of women have cheated at some point in their lives. It says at some point. Yeah, so I guess, men more likely than women to cheat overall. Women cheating rates among women have been rising over the past few decades, though.
They said, I ain't putting up with your no more.
Yeah, so the gender gap in infidelity is smaller among adults aged 18 through 29, with rates being closer than in older age groups. So the younger people, they don't give a fuck. Like, they just getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care about that. Older adults, the gap between men and women widens with age. For instance, men in their 60s report higher infidelity rates than women in the same age groups. Niggas in their 60s out here cheating? Damn.
They ain't them old folks homes getting it in, ain't they?
Yeah, so they...
I feel like... I know old men that's still out here trying to play the game, man. They
freaky ass niggas.
It's not even the freaky part. They just out here. They want to still have all kinds of women and stuff. I'll be like, yo,
you're a freak.
You gonna pass away?
Yeah, ain't no way. So it says what? Digital infidelity. Nearly half of cheating partners admit to using social media to flirt.
Yo,
niggas is y'all niggas lazy.
Nah,
stop being lazy.
They tapped in. They said
that shit's so risky. Like, if you don't meet a person in real life and get the fuck out of here, like, you could be meeting a person online. Man.
Did you hear the thing about Matt Barnes?
No, what happened?
Oh, man, look, this is, okay, see, they not like us segment. So, Matt Barnes was talking to a lady on social media, or so he thought.
Oh, my God.
He was over there talking spicy, and the person who was supposed to be a woman had said, hey, look, you don't start paying me, I'm gonna air your business out. I'm gonna make you, we gonna go viral. I'm gonna start posting these screenshots of our conversations or whatever. Matt Barnes, paraphrasing what happened, Matt Barnes said he was going through a divorce at the time, or going through it with his ex-wife or something like that. So he didn't want no issues, and he didn't really want this stuff to come out. So he started paying the person. He said he's showing screenshots of paying the person $5,000 a month.
Damn.
Right. Only for him to say, I'm going to stop paying eventually, and then the person just puts the stuff out at first, and then he has to address it. Like, okay, look, I was getting extorted. This is what it was. Come to find out, person was never real. It was AI. And he paid like $60K or something like that. This is
like who? Just a random person?
I guess just a random person.
Wow.
Whoever he was talking to on social media. Wow. That's the case that they saying that they talk. That's the news that they saying that he was doing. I don't know. I haven't really researched.
Sound like some old man ass shit. Like, that's some shit that happened to your grandpa. Like, nigga, you talking to an AI person? You ain't never even seen this person. Are you talking about?
I mean, he did see her. He saw something.
He ain't been physically in contact with this person.
Yeah, but he thought he was playing it safe by not being in physical contact with this person.
Fucking Manti Te'o. Get out of here. Fuck out of here, Matt Barnes. Like, bro, and you a light-skinned nigga. Why you gotta get him on? What are you doing? Like, come on, Matt Barnes. Man, no. Man. And that's what I say. Social media is so fucking risky, bro, because you don't know who you talking to. You don't. I don't care how many pictures they post. I got a friend on Facebook right now. This person I don't know, she is posting pictures of Elk the Stallion on a regular on her page like it's her or them, whoever it is. And I'm like, this is not you. Why are you doing this?
Why are you? You know you not.
Her profile pictures are Elk the Stallion. Everything on there is, and I'm just like, this is a Googleable person. What are you doing? It's like, you can't get on there. I don't know. Online dating, I guess. Maybe if you go through the dating apps. Shout out to the homies that I got that, have fucked with the dating apps and found success. But this thing right here says the majority of people who cheat will... No. This says online dating. Men who engage in frequent online dating are 3 times more likely to cheat. Because he can't feel that appetite for more. So you give me this site that's going to give me a list of women. I can scroll to the left. Oh, I like you. Okay, scroll. I like you. Scroll. So if I don't get what I want from you, I've already made contact with 6 other women. You see what I'm saying? For men, we have insatiable appetites. For women, don't matter how many of them you throw at us, we'll take them if we're available. You know what I'm saying? We'll take them. It's like Fogo de Chao. My card is always green. You know what I'm saying? It's always green. It's always green. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the mindset you have, especially as a single man. And so, like, I can imagine that nowadays with the digital age and everything like that, dating is fucking crazy. I can imagine, bro, because just there's so many variables. You want to do the online thing, you end up like Matt Barnes, old dumbass.
I mean, he wasn't doing online dating. He was just, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know.
And bitches DMs probably.
But he is a serial dater, so he out here,
So it's part of the risk. Right. I wonder what he told her to like make him pay $5,000 a month.
I think he was just speaking freely, and it went from there.
But why would you speak so freely to somebody you've never physically been in their presence of?
I mean, if you think about it, most celebrities they on there talking to these people thinking that they ain't gonna out them out or nothing like that.
But how could you not? That's literally the playbook.
You just built the trust with the person, I guess.
But you ain't never even... See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm too much in real life. Like, I'm one of the people I can literally say, and I can say this with a straight face and post this on all my social sites, and y'all can come on here and tell me if I'm lying. I ain't never pulled a woman off of social media, bro.
Nah, I ain't never tried.
Only instances that I've had, and I'm gonna be honest, is if I knew the person in real life and we never spoke, and the only time that we ever spoke was through social media. But I met you in real life. We just never had a conversation like that until we talked on social media. But we've met in real life. I ain't never met a person on social media, bro. Got with them and it was successful. I just don't. It's just not. I don't trust people enough, bro. I always feel like, and I don't care if you can say I ain't got shit. Just always feel like somebody trying to set me up. Like, I always do.
I mean, they always trying to line you up on something. But I remember early on, like in MySpace days, I remember that. I remember going in there and talking to different girls and stuff like that. That you ain't like that you.
I would talk to them on there, but I would never. It would never equal out to nothing.
It wasn't me sitting there like, hey, I'm about to like. I'm not talking spicy to you on there like that.
But I also do know niggas that's like done well on social media.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that's just their medium. That's where they excel there because of that lack of the personable aspect to where you can be whoever you want to be. Mm-hmm. And then I build you up to see you, and like now it's an anticipation thing. We want to see each other because we've made this connection this way. I guess I can see it in that sense. But like I'm a personal nigga. Like I want to meet you and be like, damn.
I gotta meet you first. You see what I'm saying?
Like, I loved how you had your hair today. Yeah. Like, that cowboy t-shirt you had on was trash. Don't wear that the next time I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I want to build that kind of relationship with you. I don't want to be like, hey, what you doing today? Where you from? What part of town you live in? I'd rather do that shit in person. Like I don't want to sit and send messages back and forth or have to pay for a dating app or you know what I'm saying? Like that shit just weird, bro. I feel like
it's nothing wrong with paying. I mean, being that you come to a different area like you did, you don't think you don't think
get your ass outside, nigga. Get outside, bro. If you're a rather handsome guy, pause. If you do well with words, you got the gift of gab.
But it was different back then, though. Social media wasn't as accessible and as available as it was.
That's true, though.
We went to you can go to clubs and all that, and go to. I mean, obviously, go to college, go to clubs, go out in the world, and you gon'.
But you still can do that now. The same methodologies that we used to use back then, you can still apply, and you can use the social media aspect as an enhancement. So now I can meet you, get your social media. I don't even.
Motherfuckers don't even ask for numbers no more. They be like, "Hey, let me get your Instagram." Yeah.
Everywhere I go, bro.
What's your Instagram?
That's the thing. You see people doing that shit, and it's just like, because now I can show you the best parts of me. You know what I'm saying?
You showing me the illusion?
This is what I am. What you seeing is what I am. All the partying you see me doing, all the great shit I got, the new car I bought that probably got repossessed.
I don't believe that.
That's what I'm saying. I never want to fall into that, bro, because it's just, I can't fall into it because of where I'm at right now. But I'm just saying I never wanted to in life meet a girl on social media because she fine on there. Because in my mind, I'm like, if I'm sending her messages telling her how fine she is, I wonder what number in line I am of niggas that's doing this, especially now with the stories and like the shit the incognito modes and the way that people do shit, bro. It's just so much. It's so much, bro. So,
man, but I feel like
teach his own. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like now, even with the who's more passionate or about in marriages and whatnot, man, I feel like just meeting that person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, before anything, you have to be ready to be with somebody for the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah. You fuck up and make that decision and you're not ready for it if you want to.
Yeah.
You're going to regret it. And you know right away.
And when I say with the person for the rest of your life, like, I mean, you got to take them with the good times and the bad, not the whole cheating aspects or whatnot. But I mean, you got to take them like day to day. Like,
I put up when with they get on your nerves. I put up with
like where y'all disagree on full flat out. I don't agree. Like, y'all pretty much red and blue the whole time.
Your like your love in a relationship is based on a certain level of tolerance with this person. Like, so you don't just love the great things, but you learn how to tolerate the things that you don't like about them. And so you can't say you love them, but I've learned to let the love outweigh the shit that I don't like about you. But it has to tilt the scale, though. I don't even think it can be even. You can't have shit that I don't like and shit that I love about you be even kill. It has to be, I love more about you than I don't like. And the minute that they start getting close is when it's just like now it's like I'm feeling I'm feeling the resentment. I'm feeling like the reasons why I can't really stand being around you. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And so I think over time, and like you say, the infidelity, some shit can be forgiven. That shit does irreparable damage to relationships.
Well, I was saying infidelity part shouldn't even be included, because obviously that's a whole different can of worms at that point. But I'm saying, when you trying to say, like, obviously you have to be prepared yourself to be able to, I want to be ready to find that person I want to spend the rest of my life with, and actually be like, this is the person I'm spending the rest of my life with. You know, niggas be going like 4-5 different marriages talking about like, hey, she the one this time. I know I fucked up, but like, you got to be able to deal, like, when you get with that person, you got to be able to know that, hey, I'm finna go through all the ups and downs with this person for the rest of my life, and this is the person I'm gonna be with for the rest of my life. So. Yeah,
and even when you say for the rest of my life, it sounds so daunting, but it's just like, if you really, I think if you really dedicating yourself to a marriage, the parts about it that you feel like can deter you from it, you have to kind of find a way to like figure that shit out first. And I think my biggest fear is I didn't you always look at other people's situation and be like, damn, why this shit didn't work? Why this shit didn't work? You know what I'm saying? Man. But you can't even look at shit that happened to other people and compare it to yours because everything is so specific to your relationship. So what worked for you and your wife, you can give me advice, nigga, and that shit can go out the window. Like, nigga, my wife don't like flowers. Why the fuck did you have me buy a dozen roses? You know what I'm saying? You be like, damn, she don't even like them, nigga. Like, and so you can't apply that shit. And I think that's where niggas fail because they're like, oh, I seen my daddy do this, or I seen men grow up and this is how you be a man. And nah, nigga,
which is true. Like,
but it's like, what if your person don't require that?
Man, look, you gotta find a way to. That's the thing about time. You got plenty of time to figure it out.
Yep.
So even though you got nothing
but time,
you got nothing but time. At the end of the day, you got nothing but time to figure it out with that person.
But I will say, bro, and there's a certain level of like, and this is gonna sound bad, but ownership over something, and I'm not gonna say the person, but this union that we have, this is mine, like, and so like that's the part about dating that I don't miss. I don't miss the shared aspect of it. I don't miss the fact that I can have a woman at my home today, and she's with another nigga tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? Or vice versa. And I'm sure that's listen, in my case, you know. And so like I understand that, and that's the part that I value the most because I never have to question that about my wife. And I think that's the biggest part about it that makes me feel like I made the right decision because this is my person for life, like you said. And so I don't have to worry about that shit. You know, unless I do, and when I do, it won't be what it is, and that'll be a different discussion. But like, the dating where I don't miss that, bro. Like I don't miss any of that. I don't miss the trivial shit about like dealing with people and like wanting your freedom, but wanting to have somebody that's exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Like that feeling like I don't want to feel
hotel checkout time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to feel bad about
your
decisions.
Crib and it's 11 o'clock. You like, hey,
get out.
Hey,
get the fuck out.
I got shit to do. You ain't.
Nah, man. And it's like shit. Once I got married, it spoils you a little bit, and you just be like, damn, everything is at your beck and call. And I think the aspect of it for men, and I think most men will admit it, is just like, damn, will I ever be satisfied with one woman? And honestly and truly, bro, that probably is the most selfish mindset that I've ever had in my life. Just think about that. I'd be damned if I have one person that I devote my emotions and my time and my loving to. I'd be damned to not want to spread myself to 20 different women and deal with it. Because when you get to this age, especially, ain't nobody trying to just be used and abused and tossed to the side. No. Like when you younger, you can have all these salacious times and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you live however you want to live. They don't mind.
You trying to figure out what you
like. They don't give a fuck. They didn't care in my 20s. In your 30s, nigga, they are preparing for the next phase. Yeah. And so, yeah, you can come over here and spend the night. We can fuck around. Cool. But, nigga, after a while, what we doing? Like, and so when you start getting them "what we doing" questions,
you either jump ship or you
too old to be playing this. What this person is telling you, or whether it's Amanda, or like, what are we doing?
Or
like,
they ready to settle down.
I'm ready. Are you? If not, then you could go do this with somebody else, and I'll find somebody. And with women, especially if you're dealing with a certain caliber of woman, niggas, y'all know it don't take a woman much to go find somebody who's gonna give her the attention that she desires.
They gonna find somebody within an hour after they left.
As soon as you walk out of the door and y'all say y'all goodbyes. Yep. Her shit gonna be like, okay, I'm not talking to him no more. I'm interested in you now. Women get who they want. Men get who wants them. You know what I'm saying? It's always been that way. We don't get to pick and choose unless you're a certain kind of nigga. Yeah. And every nigga ain't had that phase in his life where he had the opportunity to choose. And so like we do what we can. But definitely dope segment, man. Anything else you want to get at people before we get up out of here?
Man, let's
we always say it's gonna be short and it ain't never short.
Man, I mean, appreciate everybody that sit there and say they watch and have their opinions and they laugh and whatnot. I'm glad we are here to entertain. Are you not entertained? So it's
man, tap in. Another thing I want to bring up, bro, and this is I'm gonna leave it on this, and I hate to sound like this, but I noticed that a lot of people don't include us when they talk about like media shit in the city, or if they talk about podcasts and shit.
I ain't worried about it.
I don't care about the recognition. I'm not gonna lie, I don't care about it. But what I will say is like, for you motherfuckers out there that like that you see what goes on and you know what we do, and you just blatantly ignore it publicly, but you reach out to niggas in private to work or you want to get shit going that benefits you, I think that that's corny as fuck. Or if you're somebody that I didn't had in here that's come on my platform and you have one and you act like we don't exist, I think that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for everybody that's ever come up here.
Right.
It's very vast. And so I just want to make it clear, like I don't necessarily feel like we need that for anything, because I don't feel like we do what we do for clout or accolades. I think that if that's something that Bryson wants, he can get it in another, however he wants to get it, and vice versa. So that's never something that we aspire for. But I just don't just know that I noticed that y'all niggas act like we don't do what we do, and it'll continue to go. It'll continue to get better, and I want y'all to watch. I saw something about Joe Budden talking about the life expectancy for podcasting.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that was interesting, but the only difference is because niggas don't know what they doing. And
it wasn't, I think for him to say that, he was saying like 40% of like podcasts that are going right now probably, cease. I think he was more talking about from a...
Like the rappers that's out, like
just from like a financial standpoint.
That's where I was going.
I think he's talking about like as far as people getting, like, as far as people funding these podcasts, these major production podcasts with, like, whatever, like that. Not using their own money or nothing to do it like that.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah, anybody using their own money can do it.
That's what I was going to say, and that would probably be the best route to go. You know what I'm saying?
If you care about your numbers for your audience or whatnot, that obviously, which they tell you all the time, like, it's going to take you 100 episodes before you build an audience or something like that.
Yeah, you always find out about the once a podcast finally pops, you always find out about it later on down the line. You rarely are in on it on the inception.
On the beginning,
you rarely are. Yeah, that's very true.
A lot of times, even when you get to that 100 and you find your audience, you still gotta maintain them. You still gotta. It's people that be like, "Yo, I used to watch this podcast, and then I stopped, and then I started again, and whatnot." But I mean, I just appreciate people sitting there when I be out, and they'll be like, "Yo, I saw your." Even from your clip or two, hey, I watched that episode you did or whatnot.
That's love, man. It's love.
Like, cool.
And that's really it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really and truly. And also, to be in this space, I think a lot of times I do it for the ability to be able to work with people whose work I admire and to be able to, like, sit down and talk to people about the shit that, that motivates and inspires us. And so I think that part is like my biggest takeaway, and anything that I can do within this realm that like benefits the culture in any way. Yeah. And people always say that, but I feel like if you're doing something, it has to be with a purpose and intent. And a lot of times people sit down with a camera and a microphone.
Get the head.
Yeah, bro. And it's like those are the people that take away from it. And I think, my main thing with it is if you're gonna do it, make sure you put what you can into it. It should look a certain way, it should sound a certain way, it should feel a certain way. And your content should come off authentic. It should be organic. I don't want to watch that shit. If I want to get the fucking Drink Champs, I watch Drink Champs, niggas. Yeah. If I want the Joe Budden podcast, I watch him. Y'all, like, stop trying to emulate niggas at what you see, like, and continue to work on y'all shit. Because a lot of y'all niggas I see, and this is just me watching from afar, a lot of y'all niggas shit I see, y'all do the same thing that y'all see other people do, or you find something and stick with it and see that it's not working and never want to change it up. Right. Change some shit around. Move your set around, bro. Choose a different location. Use a different camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, get a backdrop. Use a green screen. Like, niggas don't do nothing. And just be like, damn. But then y'all still won't come work with me like I'm the most expensive person in the city. But it's cool, though. I feel y'all. I give y'all a round of applause for y'all doing what y'all do. But I had to stand on my soapbox for this because, like, what I try to offer with what we do here is, like, a way for people to express themselves in a manner that's professional, that provides a level of quality, and it's affordable. You know what I'm saying? And so I want people to be able to come and, like, get the right kind of the work in that they want to get. And so, don't just think that what we do is exclusive to us. And that's what I be trying to tell people. Like, it's not just, we can make your shit look exactly like this one looks that we sitting here doing right now. But you're going to have to pay for it. So let's not ever forget that aspect of it, okay? That's where I was going with this. You got to pay for it. It's not for free.
Speak freely.
It's not for free. I fuck with everybody that watches, man. Shout out to everybody that takes the time to look at this shit. You don't have to do it, and your time is appreciated, and we definitely, we appreciate it. So, from your boy Caution, Mr. 700, my brother Bryson Boom Paul, It's another episode. I don't know what episode of the show we is. We took a hiatus.
Episode 5, I think.
Is it 5?
It should be 5.
We always be wrong about this shit, so we'll see.
It'd be 6. No, I think we 6.
All right, so we're gonna say 6. We 6 in. Shout out to Mark McCray, podcast expert, program director out in Florida. He told me that the rule for new podcasts is 7. He said, you get past 7, you got something. He said, most people don't make it past 7. And I've literally watched people come in, start a podcast, and either get to 7 and stop or don't even make it there. So we almost at 7. We almost died before 6, though. I don't know where it went. Niggas be busy. Yeah. But we going to make it past 7. All right, that's the goal. That's the lucky number here. So, man, y'all be light out there all over media. We out of here.
I ain't mad at you.
Facts.